This is 35 kilos, 25 kilos, and 5 kilos. This is a refined tin, just melted. That's how the tin looks like. That's a raw material, the raw form of say alluvial that we find in the ground. Back to 200 years ago, 300 years ago, we used the pan here for the mining, called panning or tulang wash method. It's hard work, traditional way, slow and not efficient. So we get to the late 19th century, we used the dredger to replace the old way, and that's the buckets. Replace the manpower to get the alluvial from the ground. And with this dredge, the machine can dig, with the buckets, the machine can dig more than 80 meters into the ground, 50 to 80s. But the inside is just like panning as well. They use the water separation to separate the tin ore from the mud and the sand. And let's have a look for the photo of the dredger right over there. So this is a photo of the dredge, tin dredge, right? So what you have after the mining operation is the man-made lake. Those are places like Sunway Lagoons, the Mine Wonderland Resorts, the Golden Palace or Hotel, the lakes in the area. Those are man-made lakes. This is the first process, casting process, and that is the pewter. Temperatures of it is above 250 degrees Celsius. That's the most part of pewter. 250 C. And it's a process of making mug handles. And she can make more than 500 pieces in a day. And you don't realize that what she's making is actually hollow. It's not a solid handle. It's a hollow form handle. Watch her action. She got out of her. She pulls in and pulls it out. Yeah, it's plastic.
Is it still hot? When she's holding, is it still hot?
Yes, it's still hot. For the leftover process, we'll reutilize. Use again. But once we polish or just a plain surface, if there's a pattern on the piece, there's detail, work on the hand polishing. We'll have a look next. Hand polishing.
So yeah, so you have to like heat twice in the same spot. So you look closely, she's not hitting one time, she's hitting two times. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is one way to relax yourself. The other way you don't take much mistake. One time you should be too fast. So once you should be more composed, very relaxed, you know. And this lady should be careful with us for the fastest.
Happy when he went home. So for the next 30 years, every time at visitors, he would pour tea from that pot and he would tell them a story, how this was his lucky pot, how it saved his life. And one day my husband visited him. As usual, Aham was pouring tea and telling the story. When he finished, my husband told him, my wife works in a pewter factory. And Aham said, please take this old pot back. Ask her to clean it up for me. My husband brought this old pot back. In the factory, people worked there for a long, long time. They looked at the pot, then looked at the bottom of this pot. You see the square? This square was on the bottom of the old pot. This square was my grandfather's stamp, my grandfather's hallmark, on the bottom of that old pot. So the staff told us, hey, that pot was made by your grandfather. So we sent my husband back and told Aham, please sell the pot to us. He scolded my husband. He said, you must be crazy. This is my lucky pot. It saved my life. How can I sell it to you? But after a long time, he agreed to do so. That's why the pot is up in the museum. Every day, hundreds of people see it. To make that old pot, my grandfather cut 12 oval shapes. Do what you did just now. Use a wooden hammer, bang, 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 to get 12 perfect curves. Then you had to match them together and had to join 12 times. Now when I make this new one, 1, 2, 3, 4 segments come out in one casting, like how we make the handle. And I join 3 times. You see the design is so clever. See these 2 little dots here? They are to support the handle so that they don't touch the top when there's hot tea here. See, even in those days, there's a strainer. You put your tea leaves, fill it up halfway with hot water, let the hot water escape to the side, and then you continue till it's 3/4 full. So everything is exactly like the old pot, except there are 2 hallmarks on the new version. Royal Selangor hallmark and my grandfather's hallmark. That's the second part to my story which I'm about to tell you. Every time I tell my story about my lucky pot, whether it's to 2 people or a busload of 40 people, you know what happens?
They won't buy it. They won't touch it.
Everybody without fail will each one buy 2 pots from me. Tell me how many to pack up for you. I get around feel it.
Okay, I buy from you, please.